compatible.
They do everything by the book. You pay your bills,
And then nothing is left.
and nothing is left. When you're loyal to your job, that's important. That's important to have an input, to be loyal. But it's also important to know your worth.
Is it rewarding enough? Do you feel like you are paid accordingly to what you are contributing? Now employers, they don't really want someone who was working for 20 years in one place.
Definitely, because you're unflexible.
That £15 for what? I'm just literally at home right now. I didn't buy anything,
Yeah.
surprisingly. Not right now.
So, in this episode, you will understand why you're living abroad for years and you still feel kind of broke. You know, how many people do you know? They work overtime, they do everything by the book, they never take a day sick, they always are massive hard workers, and then the paycheck comes and you're sort of like, yeah, okay, you pay your bills,
And then nothing is left,
and
right?
nothing is left.
Typical.
So that's what we want to talk about today. So I think the first point, I sort of touched on it now, is the controversial word, loyalty. Obviously, when you're loyal to your job, that's important. That's important to have an input, to be loyal. But it's also important to know your worth. How many people do you know that they stayed in a job that is completely underpaid them just because they're thinking like, oh no, I've been there for so long, I need to stay because it's safe. Because
And it's your comfort zone. I
Yeah.
think that's what sometimes keeps people in their jobs, because they feel secure, they are scared to try something new, and then you work hard year by year. Potentially maybe you are negotiating your
Yeah.
pay rise every time, and it feels like you're putting guns on someone's head. Can I have a little bit more money for what I do? So, think about that. Think if your job is your actual comfort zone. Are you scared to look for something else because you are settled, because it's close, because it's convenient? But is it rewarding enough? Do you feel like you are paid accordingly to what you are contributing?
Because I heard multiple, even in my previous job, I had the same thing. A lot of people would say, oh no, I've worked here for 20 years, 15 years, whatever. When there's gonna be redundancies, then I am gonna get my money worth. Newsflash, if you're gonna get a job that earns 10 grand more now, in a year time, there's a redundancy.
Yeah, absolutely. And in addition, when you look for a job, I think now employers, they don't really want someone who was working for 20 years in one place.
Definitely, because you're unflexible. That means you're unwilling to,
Absolutely.
like, I'm not saying it's true, but in their eyes, that means you're unwilling to learn, you don't like change, so you're going to be difficult to adapt to the systems that they have.
Absolutely. And imagine, technology is changing so rapidly. Everything is changing in the world. You have to keep constantly adapting to whatever else. So I think when you look for a job, employers, they want to see that you are open, that you are willing to change, that you are willing to adapt. So, everything matters. But if you are stuck in one job for 30 years, then it might be hard to find something else. Additional thing is, are you upgrading your skills constantly?
Oh, yes, that's
To market needs, because markets is changing as well. Imagine now everybody talks about AI and people are like, oh, AI will take our jobs away. I mean, the world will change in a few years, Maybe we will not have as many admin staff members, but AI will create different opportunities. So as well, are you looking actually proactively what's going on in the market? Which jobs are in demand? What are your skills? What are your competencies? How are you fitting into the existing market?
If you're not ahead of the game, you're sort of behind.
Yeah, you will leave behind.
Yeah.
And then if you're struggling with your finance, have you actually looked closer into your finance? Because it might be the case that you are basically living day by day from paycheck to paycheck. So maybe you are overspending somewhere.
Yeah, you need to have a look at, there's so many things that contribute. You might have like 300 subscriptions that you don't use. Do you need them? And there's each, let's just say you have 5 subscriptions. You use one. They each cost a tenner. You're wasting £40 a month.
I've wasted £15 recently because I had subscription with some kind of shop.
Oh, really? What shop?
It was, I don't know, something with the perfumes or something.
Okay.
I can't remember. So there was some kind of subscription, but I didn't know that, and it was cheap. It was just £15 a year. However, what I didn't know that they are renewing subscription without asking you first. So basically, just subscription just renews, and then suddenly I just see like, app is pinning on your phone from bank and saying that you paid £15. I'm like, £15 for what? I'm just literally at home right now. I didn't buy anything, surprisingly, not right now. And I'm like, what was this? So I start digging. I'm like, what is this? Wow, So it's worth to check your subscriptions. What are you paying for monthly or annually? Have you canceled those subscriptions which you don't need? Because that's what they do. They might not give you any heads up. They will just renew it. So,
And
penny counts.
and you might be thinking like, oh yeah, I'm not that pathetic. I'm not gonna be counting £10 a year. But like, if you keep adding all of those £10 here, £20 here, £17 there, it's gonna end up like in hundreds. And to be fair, I need those hundreds.
Or maybe just spend it for some training or look into some kind of course for yourself. Just utilize those money for something that will profit you in the future as well.
And also, you can even be wasting money from a different angle. Like if you keep money in like just normal accounts and you have spare money, you're actually good. You're very frugal with everything, with your spending, with everything. So. If it just sits in a normal bank account, it doesn't gain any money. And the thing is, there's so many different saving programs now. So you have different ISAs, you have like loads of different saving accounts. Yes, and you'll say, oh yeah, but it's only like whatever, 1%, 3%, whatever. If you have few thousand there, it might be even like 20 quid a month. Don't you want a free 20 quid a month? I do.
And the thing is, just be consistent. Just put on the side any amount of money, any penny counts, isn't it? And then you will see at the end of the day that, like, I had a loan recently and I was just literally putting such a small amount of money extra each month, and with it turned out that I actually paid off my loan year before the agreement finished. I was like, wow, happy days. Not only I paid off the loan, but as well I saved money, which I would be paying off the percentage for this loan. So
yeah, so that's very good. So I think you just need to be more aware, because a lot of people, in my personal opinion, they're a bit scared because they're like, oh, I don't know what ISA is. ISA is in a spaceship or whatever. Or like, that sounds scary. That sounds like I'm going to have fees. That sounds like if I need my money, I'm not going to be able to use it. So I think like just try to look into things, because some things are not as scary as you might think they are.
And another thing which is addictive, it's online shopping.
Oh yeah.
Who's not guilty? Seriously, you just scroll through the apps and then you see new things, and before you even think of it, like, I'm obsessed with certain things, and when I will see something, I need it. I haven't even thought of this thing, but I need it right now. And then you are just tempted to buy it. So when you're really tempted in that moment to buy something, just put your phone on the side, wait a couple of days and see if you even remember that you wanted to buy that.
No, that's actually a very good.
Seriously, or just stick to your list. Or, that's what I started doing. Otherwise, this compulsory buying, I need it. It's new shade of lipstick. I need it. My world will collapse if I don't buy it. But the world doesn't collapse. But then, obviously, this is just a small example. You might buy more expensive stuff. Not just
But that also brings us to the very important point. Why do you think you need some of those things? Because sometimes people would be like, oh, I need this super expensive car and I'm gonna put myself in debt for it, I'm gonna take a loan upon it, and then you're like, you paying like monthly loads of money, your loans keeps growing, and do you need it? Wouldn't car that is like 15 grand less also sufficient enough to all of your needs? What do you need it for? Do you show off to your friends? Like, who cares? I think I'm at this point at my age when I do like looking presentable, I do like my makeup and everything, but I think I'm a bit more aware, like, why do I do it? Why do I need it for? If I want it for myself, yes, but
buy things which you can afford, which it's not gonna create you additional stress. That do I have for those monthly installments? Am I overspending from my credit cards? Just keep things under control. If you will have less goods, less expensive stuff in your house, less branded items, doesn't matter, as they say, Rolex is measuring same time as normal Apple Watch.
Yeah, basically, well, it's like, Primark can be sort of like Armani. That's why we call it Primani. And the clothes can be good as well. So,
Absolutely.
never disregard something just because someone says something. You need to look in yourself and you need to ask yourself a question. Why am I doing it? Why am I buying it? Do I want it, or do I want to show off at work?
But you know what? It was this mentality, especially years ago when we was going back to Poland. Everybody wanted to go from UK, visit your
Sort of
family,
was, yeah.
branded T-shirt, you know, just say how life is amazing. We've got everything, just to show off to your family. To make you feel
it
good.
was, and there was so many people that you knew like that. They would comment and like, wow. I maybe just like age, like, because I'm like, well, I'm not that old, by the way. I'm still in my 30s, all right. So it's like, do I want it? Like, if I want nice and fancy stuff, but like sometimes I just reevaluate it. Like, but yeah, there was a
But
lot
who
of
you can
show.
really impress? Can you if you want to impress someone who's got less money than you, then it's bad.
Yeah,
Then
it
you've
is
got
really
a problem.
bad.
Seriously, you've got some problem. But if you want to impress someone who's got more money than you will not impress them. So what's the point?
So basically, whatever your intentions are in this situation, you are losing either way.
Either way, absolutely.
So, what do you think is your money pit? What do you think you could change to start getting those pennies in this wallet of yours? Tell us in the comments, and we'll see you in next episode.